Hey guys, long time no talk. We have been so busy trying to get our house ready to sell and get it up on the market, and we did. We got it up on the market on the 1st, and we are under contract already. So we're really excited. Actually didn't get up on the 1st. It was supposed to go up on the 1st. Let me rephrase that. It was supposed to go up on the 1st, and we couldn't get photographer scheduled quick enough from the real estate agent because they were super busy. Like, everybody wanted to get their house up. So the photographer couldn't come till like the 2nd. And then, so then they came in the morning. So I'm like, oh, then it'll be up in the afternoon and we'll be good to go. So, like, not a big deal. The 2nd, it's not a big deal. So then I asked him when he was leaving, and he's like, well, no, what happens is I have photo shoots at houses all day today. And so late tonight when I get home, I will look at them and upload them to our office in Des Moines. And then they go over them with a fine-tooth comb. And then from there, they get back, uploaded back to the real estate agent. And then they go live. And I'm like, oh, okay. Like, I'm glad that they look over them with a fine-tooth comb and adjust lighting and, views and things like that, and, make things look at their best. But I was just like, oh, I want to get it online. So we waited all the next day and nothing. And then at 4:30, 5 o'clock at night, it finally got online. And I was like, oh, this sucks. This is terrible. This is awful, because I wanted to share it and get it out there and all that kind of good stuff. And that's just my personality. I just want to go. And so we finally got it, like I said, online. And the next day we had, we were setting up to do an open house on Sunday. And the next day we had a showing. We got a showing request, and it comes through your phone. Haven't sold a house in a while, so didn't know how that worked. So you get a showing request, and you can choose yes or no, and showing requests. And then the next day we got another showing request. And the next day we got another showing request. And so then we had a open house a week ago today. And people came through the open house, and we had 7 families that came through the open house. So that was a really good turnout, we thought. And our own agent couldn't even be there. It was another agent from their company because she was doing another open house in a different area. And so then Monday came and rolled around, and we had another request. And I just had a really weird feeling. I'm like, this is going to go really, really fast. I had a feeling that it was going to go really, really fast. And so I asked my agent, I said, is this a first showing or is this a second showing? I don't know why I asked that. I had a weird feeling. And she goes, let me look and I'll get back to you. And she says, oh my goodness, this is a second showing. This person came through on the open house and they want to look at the house in detail. And I was like, oh my gosh, and so they were coming at 5 o'clock. And so we got the house all, the way it was in the pictures and all show ready. And so they came through, and I think they wrote an offer there at my house that night. And the lady wrote a 2-page handwritten letter to us, and it come to find out there's handprints outside, in the cement, and those were her handprints when she was a little girl. And so there's an emotional tie to this house, this property for her. And so her, and I don't know if it's her boyfriend or her friend, I don't know the details, but they're buying the house. And we really didn't want to, we wanted to do a conventional loan because I wanted to do 4 weeks, quick closing, just pre-approved buyers, all that kind of good stuff. I didn't want to jump through all these extra hoops. And so, let me set my phone down so I know why I'm holding it. There we go. It's kind of crooked. Maybe I was crocheting. Maybe some yarn right there. Maybe not. There we go. Sorry. There we go. Better. So they, like I said, she wrote this 2-page long letter to us, but it said VA, and I'm like, oh, I don't want to do VA because my husband had previously tried to get a VA loan. He said, they're really tough. This is a 100-year-old house. Like, it's in good condition, but it's a 100-year-old house, and so I know that, like, in the front, we need, like, some of the sidewalk is not even, it needs to be fixed. And on the side, on each side of our house, like, the siding isn't perfect. It could be scraped and painted. Like, I know it needs that, and that we priced it with that in mind, according to that in mind. And so, so they're like, oh, we'll be alone. And I said, I don't know about this. And they gave us 24 hours to reply. And so, I was just, like, I don't know what to do. And actually we had gotten a second bid that same day for the house. So, she said, well, I'm like, well, she goes, well, which one do you want to know first? And I'm like, well, you pick, you decide. She goes, okay, well, I'm going to give you the one I think you're not going to pick. Because she knew what I wanted. I was very detailed on what I wanted, what I was looking for. And she said what it was, they were offering $10,000 less than our house, than what we wanted for our house. And they still had a property to sell, and it wasn't even listed yet. And they had, like, they asked on a questionnaire, do you have financing lined up? And they left that blank. And I'm like, red flag, red flag, red flag. This just gives me uneasiness, unrest. And she goes, okay, well, now let me get to the good offer. And I'm like, oh, good offer, and I have the phone on speaker, and my husband and I are listening. And then she told us about this offer. And so, it was just really, really wonderful. And so, like I said, then she said the VA, and so then my heart sank. And so then the next day, so she was telling and actually I knew the real estate agent that was showing my house, she was going to go through him because she didn't have an agent. So I had met him and I liked him. I thought he was a nice man, and I felt like he was going to represent our home well and everything. And so, and she shared our concerns with Brian about the VA loan. And I kind of told him, hey, we're looking for a conventional loan, or a cash buyer, of course. And so she's like, well, Brian, they just don't want to do conventional, or they only want to go conventional. They don't want to do VA, and here's the reasons, and, all that kind of stuff. And actually, I forgot to tell you, in their offer, they were going to pay $3,000 extra to pay for closing costs. And so I was like, wow, so they got the emotional heartstrings, which I thought was really neat, but also a positive, a plus, for us. And they're willing to pay for the closing cost, like for up to $3,000, which it should cover it. So I'm like, yay. But then, the VA loan. And so then, so the whole next day we were thinking about it, and we were just like, what can we do? And so she's like, well, let me just share it with them. I might tell them that we are very interested in them. We want our house to go to somebody who loves it. We want our house, especially to somebody that grew up here, that has an emotional tie to it, that would just love to have this home. And so if there's anything they can do to maybe switch this over to a conventional, I'm like, well, why do they not want to go conventional? Well, I guess right now it's a much better rate to go with a VA loan versus conventional, which, the money, a penny saved is a penny earned. And so I get that. And so, sorry, I'm trying not to make this a long drawn out thing, but there's a lot of details. And so, anyway, we had till 6 o'clock that night to give them our answer. So our answer was formally in writing. We would prefer to go with a conventional instead of a VA, and things like that. But like, I wanted them to know that we definitely want to work with them all day. We were like letting them know we can work with them and stuff. And so my agent said that their agent, the guy Brian that had shown my home for the open house, was working with them and their VA rep and like the loan people, and they were seeing what they can do about it. And then like at 5:45, so the deadline, low power mode, sorry, 5:45, 15 minutes before the deadline, not that mattered because we were talking, but still, legally the deadline, they said that the VA agent can get it done within the 4 weeks that we originally wanted, because we want to get going on our life, like we want to get going on our full-time adventure, and can get it done within the 4 weeks. That the buyers will add an additional $5,000 on top of the $3,000, so it's an additional $8,000 for any fixes that need to be done. Like, really? What? And so the only thing they ask is that, which is reasonable, if the fixes don't add up to $5,000, of course, just take that money and credit it toward, give it back, like credit it back toward them. And we're like, yeah, we don't want it. Like, that's fine, not a problem. So we're really excited. And so tomorrow the VA inspector, their VA inspector is coming to our home to do their like official inspection. And then we have 15 days from the date of that inspection. I guess it's state law. You have 15 days from the date of that inspection to comply to all of the required fixes, and then they re-inspect it. And so that is the plan as of right now. And so it kind of worked out because my husband has a doctor appointment and I have a dentist appointment getting a tooth fixed. But so that's what the current situation is. We're really excited, and I'm just ready to get it started, get it going, because we're kind of like in a holding pattern, because yes, it's not officially sold, but we're under contract. So I don't want to sell my stuff yet, and I know that the buyers are probably going to come to the inspection. I would, like I did when they did an inspection in my house. When I bought this house, I came to the inspection because I want to know what they found. And I wanted to see what they would look for and know the dirty down nitty gritty details. And I feel confident that there's nothing major structural or anything like that, but I just know that they're going to say something about the sidewalk. They're going to say something about the paint on the sides and things like that. So we're excited, and we will keep you informed of the status of what's going on. But that's what is happening. Sorry, it's been such a long time, but we were literally running around like chickens with our heads cut off, trying to get every last minute thing done. Like we painted walls and like 2 days before the open house, and just last minute things and stuff like that. So that's where we are in the process, and we're really excited to see where this leads. Like, we already have a truck and a fifth wheel picked out. We haven't bought it yet. We're going to use the net proceeds from our home to buy it outright. And so we're really looking forward to seeing where this leads, where God has the plan for us. So we're really excited. So keep us in your prayers, guys. Thanks so much.